I did not mean to stop the stream and start it back up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I kind of did. Whoops.
Like last week when you just killed everything
Yep, I'm like, bye.
and we all went blank.
It's, sometimes I just get a little lost in button land. Oh. Anyway, that's long enough a break. All right.
Recording in progress.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed our little commercial break. I hope you are all enjoying our show here today and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Go ahead and talk.
If anybody has any questions, like throw them in the chat.
Yeah. No.
I'm actually looking at it because you can't see me today.
So I was going to ask, like, is 76? That's what inspired you to start doing these like lore centric videos on?
Yes.
Like, okay.
Yes, because again, people were saying there was no story there, and it was driving me crazy.
Yeah.
I agree with you, and I'm glad that you are bringing that to light because so many people, and I can like say, no, look at these videos because people do complain like, well, it's pointless, and once you've done the main quest, there's like nothing else to do. It's like you're wrong.
Did you
Well,
stream anything before you got into this, or?
I made a few videos on Minecraft, which I think everybody makes some videos on Minecraft at some point.
No, not me.
So, like, speaking of like some of the smaller stories that don't get told all that often, I'm actually remaking 3 of my oldest videos right now, ones that I made 6 years ago or so. And like, I've actually got 2 of the scripts done. One of the videos, I'm 75% of the way assembling the footage. But and the 3 topics are the Dire Chemical Massacre, Senator Sam Blackwell, which, by the way, I watched the stream from last week, and you guys misidentified his skeleton as the skeleton of a guard. And then
That was him?
that was Senator Sam Blackwell,
That's
right
my
after
fault.
from where he had been assassinated by Agent Gray.
Wouldn't be
And
me
then-
because I would have
That's
never figured it out
right.
to begin with.
Yeah. And then
That's
the other
right.
one was Eastern Regional Penitentiary, which is like horrifying. The automated prison where they put explosive collars on everyone's necks. But it's like, again, these are some of my oldest videos where I was reading some of these scripts so fast that like the YouTube auto captions are just like not able to understand what I'm saying. So I'm basically reading.
But you learn, that's things that you
Oh, yeah.
learn.
100%. But like the Dire Chemical Massacre is an example. But there is a quest that takes you through it, which is tracking unknowns. But at the same time, like there's still a whole bunch of like background material in there, like Ella Ames and Maria Chavez learning what ghouls are in the first place, and like people don't know what the hell's happening. You've got Quinn Carter, who's asking Speaker Pool about. It's like, we've heard that there are zombies attacking the checkpoints, and that's like days after the bombs. So there were already feral ghouls assaulting settlements that early on after the bombs. And then you've got the story of Daniel Whitby and Lucy Harwick, and obviously Lucy Harwick's story spawns right out of Daniel Whitby's story. And the fact that Daniel Whitby, a former citizen of Berkeley Springs, which we got more lore on in the... was it Wastelanders? It was Wastelanders because he was part of the Shanghai Sally story. He talked to the press about having seen Shanghai Sally driving through town, or fleeing. I can't remember.
Oh, right, yeah.
But anyway, he turned into the first sentient ghoul that they met, which then, Lucy Harwick eventually becomes a sentient ghoul, and everyone's thinking, well, there's like half the population's like, what if this is a communicable disease? And it's like, I'm sure that had to have half of them thinking, oh yeah, it's got to be communicable. She was in there taking care of Daniel Whitby. Now she's a ghoul out there. So it's like, you get this. That's one of the best things about 76 is you get immediately after the war the stories of people experiencing the wasteland.
Yeah, for sure.
Like for fresh, brand new, when like they didn't know anything. And this is my favorite genre because of the fact that it honestly could happen,
Yeah.
And
then everything
playing
started
76 is
happening.
cool because it's like this is what happens right after the world ends.
Yeah.
And how
And then
people
everything
react.
started happening with the Scourge Plague. They had to have thought it was something similar at first. And
Well,
then...
and there's there's a story in there that I still don't know all the details to, but it's something that I'm hoping we'll get information on when they eventually expand upon the Enclave. Because first of all, the weapons lab within the White Spring has always been collapsed. We've never had access to it. But Senator Blackwell's daughter died to some sort of unknown plague that likely came from the White Spring. And this is before the Scorched Plague.
It was Modus.
This is a plague that spread not only to Judith Blackwell, but it also killed a whole bunch of people in Harper's Ferry too. But again, it's something that is like it's mentioned in like a single terminal entry
Mm-hmm.
within Sam Blackwell's bunker. And it's like he's like, I feel like I've seen this before. I feel like it's something that T, which again we don't know who T is either, his source within the government that was telling him about the Department of Agriculture controlling the bunker project, who was telling
Yeah.
him about like all kinds of crazy stuff. But his daughter, he's pretty sure he's seen something, but again, with his dementia, he's not sure if he remembers it properly. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm really hoping we get an actual story out of that at some point in the future. So,
I
and
would,
there's,
I would love to see that, for them to like go back and pick up loose threads.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know if it'll
we know
happen ever, but I
we know
would.
the Enclave was experimenting with the Scorch Plague also, because we found that out during the Brotherhood of Steel
Right.
quest line. With that bunker, they were doing all those experiments with creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well, that's
they
how
might
they
just
were.
Find
That's
some
how
extra tapes in the wasteland.
he was
might
trying to raise.
be able to find those out there and tie some of those loose ends.
well, yeah, and
I mean, they could do that. They could throw some little, more entries in there, something like that.
well, no, obviously we don't have the end of the story of Modus yet, and we don't know exactly what's going on with Orlando. And
I know what is going on with Orlando. What do you think?
I think that, like, I've been a proponent of the idea for a while now that the Responders Reborn are not really the Responders. They are effectively the Enclave. Like,
Ooh.
Don't tell the 5-0 that.
Say that would really
Yeah.
suck for the 5-0.
well, it's one of those things where it's like they may not even know that they are the Enclave, but they're effectively serving the Enclave's ends because the Enclave effectively controls that vertibird because they're the ones who hand out the ultrasight power cores in order to drive these things. And so it's like I think effectively what we're getting is the Enclave being like, okay, we see these fanatics up in Pittsburgh. This could actually be an issue for us. Yeah, we'll help out these Union folks at the same time, but we really, really, really don't want these fanatics spilling out of Pittsburgh and creating problems for us in our ventures here. So yeah, let's go ahead and help these guys out. And so it's
Could
Wow.
possibly just be Modus's influences.
Makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense, though.
You know.
Well, and I'm wondering if Orlando is like the Modus mouthpiece because nobody wants to mess with the computer, and where he doesn't want to make himself known, but he's still pulling strings via Orlando.
Oh, I think that Orlando specifically refers to him Mr. Otis. I can't remember, but I think that that's the case. Which, yeah,
Mr.
seems.
Otis.
It sounds really close. Yeah.
It sounds really close to Modus. Modus Otis.
Yeah. But yeah, the White Spring also like. There's so much cool stuff there. Like when you go and you check out the dumpsters behind the building and find all the skeletons that the
Yeah.
I know.
robots dumped out there.
Yeah. Now we know what happened to all
Yeah.
those guests that weren't supposed to be there when they started the remodel.
I don't
Yeah.
think that that'd be left over from Mischief Night, but
Yeah.
Oh.
So you're going to do a whole new
But
series
yeah,
on
that's
Elder Scrolls 2? Going.
I've considered it, but it's one of those things where it's like there is a grounding in the Fallout universe to where I can immediately refer to what's going on in the real world.
Mhm.
So it's like if
Yeah.
I'm talking about, like I haven't done a video on it yet, but I will eventually do a video on Helios 1. And like there, you can literally tie that to the Ivampa Solar Electric Generating Power Generating Station
Yeah.
in California. Or yeah, it is in California. Because I always forget the border in New Vegas is kind of
Yeah,
like
it's
an
so
unusual
close there.
spot. But yeah, so it's tied to a real power plant, which unfortunately I don't know if y'all have heard that's shutting down early. Actually,
Oh, is it shutting down?
Yeah, Helios 1 won't be there for much longer. But at
We'll
the
have
same
to go see
time,
it while we can.
its
Yeah,
location
yeah.
is actually the location of another real world solar power plant, which is in the El Dorado Lake Valley, dry lake bed. So, but yeah, again, so there's always with the Fallout universe, there's real world stuff you can tie it back to, but with the Elder Scrolls, I feel like there's such a deep lore there, and in some cases, such weird lore that it's like difficult
it
to
does get
find
very strange.
all
Yes.
the things that are kind of weaving together there.
I just know that you had, so you were, when you first said you started, you were
Yes.
digging into that universe. So I was kind of, are you going back to it or?
Well, and
Yeah.
I would say so.
I don't think you ever
Also-
fully leave it.
No,
really.
yeah.
And-
Well, and so like I've never played Arena or Daggerfall.
oh, you should.
Yeah,
well,
I've heard that there are like remasters that people have made for them, like fan remasters or something.
yeah, there's Daggerfall Unity, which you can get through GOG, which is kind of a little bit of a remastering.
And I'd love to play a remaster of Fallout 1 and 2.
I
like,
would, yeah.
I've been playing 40K Rogue Trader by Owlcat. I would love it if they would be contracted basically to make a remake of Fallout 1 and 2 because they do amazing work with CRPGs. So
there was a fan creation that was going for a while, Vault 13 project or something, Project 13
Yeah,
or
I
something.
think it's still
I think
going.
is it? Okay.
I remember hearing one that
think,
shut
and I gotta
down.
pull
I
up
can't remember
Discord.
which one it was though. There was
'Cause
something.
I'm trying to follow most of these like these mods that they're trying to make for the game.
There was one that was New California, and I think that maybe I
Yeah.
can't remember which one shut down, but I know one of them shut down.
I
played
think being able
through-
to play 1 and 2. We've talked about this multiple times on the shows. Being able to play 1 and 2 in the format of like 3 and 4 would be just a tremendous experience.
I'd appreciate that, but more so than anything, I would love it if I could just play it without the game crashing constantly, and if I could just have
That's
all the
interesting.
saves that I want to have. And
yeah.
I actually played through Fallout 1. I think it was at the end of 2023 with Jessica Starr's podcast, Fallout feed, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was my first time playing through, and I think I played it through the Game Pass app on PC, and it worked.
I have
just
it
fine.
on.
Yeah,
I have it on Steam. I
I
just
have it
haven't
on
played
Steam
it.
also. Yeah, I had 76 on Steam.
I have all of them
before-
on Steam. I just have not played them.
maybe the Steam copy is the bad one. I don't know, but
I keep playing it, so I play on Steam too. But I'll get partway through it, and I'm just like, oh, well, I'll go do this over here. And then
Well, like,
I get
I've
burned
gotten
out
up through
pretty
like
quick.
Necropolis and stuff like that, but then like the saves will get corrupted and stuff like that, and it's like,
Ooh.
I do have issues with that, yeah. And it is the Steam version that I've had those same kind of issues.
I still have yet to play Fallout 2 and Tactics, but yeah, I really enjoyed 1.
I've played some of 2 as well. And again, they're just, and part of the problem is I like to play these games so I can make lore videos, and
Yeah.
it's very difficult with 1 and 2,
Yeah.
like which far and above 3 and 4 and 70 and New Vegas and even 76. 76 has its own problems. Like you can't save before a quest and then redo it
Right.
to do the dialogue
Right.
options. You got to create a new character to go through
Yep.
all that stuff again. But
But
with 1 and 2, it is a pain
Yeah.
to get that footage that you need.
regarding Arena and Daggerfall, though, it's kind of the same as like Fallout 1 and 2. It's like once you get used to the controls, then it's a pretty enjoyable experience. It's just getting over that hump of
Yeah.
Because I've gotten decently far in Arena. Daggerfall, I actually kept trying to wait inside of a city limits, and that kept sending the guards after me. So no shopkeepers wanted to deal with me. But until then, it was fun. Yeah,
Well, like,
Elder Scrolls is my first love. So I actually have a lore podcast when it comes to Elder Scrolls as well. So I love
Yeah.
doing stuff like that, like
I mean-
researching the worlds and everything.
Like once you get used to Morrowind, it's great, but like when you first start
Yeah.
playing it and the
Morrowind
RNG on
took
the
me-
hitting and
Yeah.
the fact that just like running across a road is taking stamina and
Yeah.
it's just like, oh my god, I gotta move so
And
slow
there's-
and I can't hit anything.
Very limited fast travel, and so
Yeah. Which I
Morrowind
could-
took me a couple of tries. too,
I actually
'cause played
appreciate
Oblivion
that.
first.
Yeah, I appreciate that sometimes the fast travel being limited. It's kind of like playing survival mode in
Mhm.
4 or something like that.
It
Yeah.
forces you to explore more, and then
Yeah.
you'll find things like that naked Nord just standing there, and
Yeah.
things like that.
Or have the guy fall from the sky with the scrolls
Yes,
jump.
yes.
It starts feeling
Yeah.
almost turn-based.
Yeah, yeah. I played Oblivion first, so I'm trying Morrowind out because, of course, I was like, oh, I love Oblivion. I need to try every Elder Scrolls game. I'm like, okay, why am I swinging my sword at this worm right in front of me at point
Yeah.
blank range and missing?
Yeah.
Oh, and also my spells are failing.
Yeah, I only
and
played
everything.
Oblivion and the one that's all white.
One that's all white.
Skyrim?
Skyrim, yeah. It's all snow. It's like the whole damn
okay.
thing is snow.
Well,
so,
if you're in any of the northern holds, yeah.
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 but
Well,
I-
and also,
yeah.
yeah.
I loved
Midhelm has
Oblivion, but Skyrim kind of just, I don't know. I kind of lost interest in that one. I don't know why, but
I like both of them, but definitely for different reasons. And I will say that like the world feels I don't know. There's a difference in terms of how 4 and Skyrim feel, and even with the remaster, it's a bit different. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but
Thank you for the follow, Decina.
Hi, Decina. That's Ginger Snap's
Ginger
internet
Snap.
wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was just curious because, like I said, when I got into Skyrim, it was like the beginning was really cool. I like when you're riding in the cart and the dragons attack and all that stuff. But once I started getting into like the shouts and running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, it burned me out on that one.
Eventually, you feel like you're a god. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
and you still have the bandits attacking you like you're walking around with like an iron dagger.
Yeah.
Well, and you can when you get your speechcraft high enough, you'll be like, "Do you guys really want to do this?" And they're like, "Yeah, no, bye."
I'll say that I have a frustration with I think it's an anniversary edition of Skyrim, which I think is probably going to be the same problem with the anniversary edition of 4, where they add all these houses where there's no requirement to actually get them, and it kind of like breaks the feeling of the game. Like whereas like
Where's
before
the
you
challenge?
yeah, you have to struggle to get that first house in Whiterun when it's like just getting the little bit of gold together to get that first house and start filling it out with furniture and stuff like that. Or what I do now is Hearthfire and build the house in Falkreath Hold, but like again, those houses where it's like, oh, it's like a 40-room mansion where you've got your training room and all these other things, and it's free. And it's like, how do you?
It's like what?
There's a mod that I do nowadays. It's called the Treasure of Riverwood Manor, and it's like an entire quest line where you're doing all these different things. I mean, yeah, you get a ton of stuff with it, and it kind of breaks the game, but you have to pay for the house, and then there's an entire like it's almost like yeah, there's a mystery that you're tracking down with this whole thing. It's pretty interesting and elaborate, but yeah, I was actually kind of surprised that we got a remaster of Fallout 4 before we got the anniversary edition. So we'll see how that goes, but I guess we're going to be getting some new creations along with the existing ones. So
Well,
it's
and
not.
that's one of those topics where it's like I'm happy for all the people that do this stuff with the creations, but when I'm trying to make canonical lore videos and I don't know what's canonical anymore or not.
That is true.
Right.
Yeah,
It
like
gets
the
difficult.
yeah the whole thing with the XO2 power armor and the Enclave and Fallout 4. It's like, yeah, technically that's a mod. So
Yeah.
Lore, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So and it's like I don't want this stuff in the background. I don't want to accidentally stumble upon something that's and when you add I think it's 150 pieces or whatever it is of content.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna be everywhere.
Okay, was this here before this update?
Yeah. Yeah. And the problem is with the with Fallout 4, the original version, not even the anniversary version, but that remaster version, like you can't not download those creations. The first time you boot up the game, it automatically downloads them. And I don't know if it's
like new
related to that.
content or whatever.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's related to that, but I have a bug now where I can't place beds in my settlements. And so like I've literally had to download a
my
mod in
gosh.
order to fix my menus so that I can add beds to settlements.
That's like Dawn. She couldn't walk forwards for a while.
No, I couldn't. Yeah, like in 76 when I went into a building, I couldn't move
Oh,
for a
right.
while. So I like quit
Yeah.
doing quest lines because like every time we ended up indoors, it was like I'm just gonna run in place. But that
Well, and it's like-
finally, I don't know what I did, but that finally is no longer a problem.
That's so weird.
So I'm
Playing
trying to
on-
finish up some quest lines.
Playing on console, there for the like up until the next gen update, I could not. There was like a Bermuda Triangle in downtown Boston where it's like I
Oh.
could not walk.
Oh,
without it
that's
crashing.
everybody, yeah.
Well, and it's like the last time we did a Fallout 4 roundtable with the Fallout feed, I was assigned Brotherhood of Steel, and I got up until the part where we were landing on mass fusion, and it would crash as soon as the vertibird would land.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that fixed it. So I'm glad now that the anniversary edition is actually going to be fixing all of that for PC players as well.
Yeah,
So,
because downtown would
'cause they've
crash
been-
a lot. It was just there was so much there.
yeah.
yeah, well, and it's
Which
like
is
it had
commonly crashed.
mods that minimized all that, but it still didn't fix it.
It's definitely frustrating because
stabilize the game.
downtown Boston is such an interesting place, but like definitely for the first few years, I just felt like I could not go down there because it's like the load times just are astronomical.
Finally go in the comic book shop.
There's a tear in the space-time continuum when you go downtown Boston.
Which is unfortunate.
It's like I was just walking around, and I all of a sudden, like downtown Boston, all of a sudden I'm getting mauled by a Yaogwai. I'm like, I do not remember a Yaogwai in downtown Boston.
What's your opinion of the television show?
Ooh.
I like it. There are definitely so I will say this: production design, top of the line, like absolutely across the board, perfect. I will say that I have issues with the writing in terms of like you go with like the flow of the story, and there's definitely questions where it's like, what is happening here and why? To where it's like, oh yeah, Moldaver knew exactly the right date to be there for that trade that took place within the vault, which would have been absolutely impossible if the dwellers within the other vault had still been alive. And it's like, how do all these things come together? Why'd she bring raiders instead of soldiers from the NCR? What's going on here?
It just works.
So again,
I'm hoping that we'll get some answers for that with this next season.
Yeah. So
what I want to know: have you played any of the new in the playtester, like the Ohio?
I did playtester stuff for. I can't remember if it was Wastelanders. I did something back then, and there was like a specific NDA thing where it's like you will not talk about this stuff.
We all talk about it. They didn't actually make it. Yeah.
And so I just I was like, okay, fine, I won't do this. And then it's like everyone's like talking about it immediately, putting up screenshots, and I'm like, okay,
people stream it.
What's going on with this. So I've just generally stayed away from it.
I'm hoping that we get an explanation as to why the heck the ghoul is coming to Ohio.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Like, he's been around a long time, and by the time we see him in the TV show, that's like hundreds of years later. But why would you leave LA and come to Ohio of all places?
Why is the ghoul of, what is it now, 28 years after the war, 29?
Yeah.
Why is he the same person then as he is 200-something years after the war?
Like, he's like completely ghoulified. Like, it's not
it's like he's not at all Cooper Howard anymore. He's entirely the ghoul, and it's just after the war. So that's my main concern there. Like, again,
it is a little weird. I mean, I get why they kind of did it, but it's like
I understand.
I don't know if I would have done that character.
For the purposes of tying it into the show, I get that 100%.
Yeah, but it's like,
he says that some bounties took him out there, but that was it. And it's like, okay, why?
That's an awful long way for a bounty to take.
Why are people all the way in Ohio contacting me for bounties?
I don't know if you all have seen it, but I did a video where I did a speculative journey of the Brotherhood of Steel across the country for the expedition. And like, I actually took an enormous amount of time to go through Google Earth and like actually mark out the possible roads they would take, and like tried to pick routes where they would be going through, like crossing rivers in towns where there are a lot of bridges, so that there's not the chance that they're going to run into one where it's like the single bridge crossing that river is gone.
Right.
But it's one of those things where it's like, if you've got those guys, and it's like, I think it was 4 people originally. I can't remember at this time. It's been a few years now. Because they had Romani, they had Valdez, Shin. And then they had the other knight as well.
Yeah,
Connors,
I'm blanking. Yeah, Connors.
Connors, who died,
And I personally think that they got the Hellstorm missile launchers from... Damn it, I had this in my mind. It's in Iowa. Let me see if I can find it real quick on the map. I actually looked up, I'm pretty sure I'm on a list somewhere because of the number of times I've looked up like nuclear reactions and bombs, and in this case, U.S. military sites.
Watch out for this
What's this guy up to?
Yeah. So there's a military post, I think it's in Des Moines, but I can't remember if that's...
Yeah, downtown Des Moines does have some military like housing.
Okay,
and
that where
like
you live?
Yes. A lot of those buildings have been converted into apartment buildings.
Maybe it's not like, so I know they went through Lincoln because they specifically say that they were outside Lincoln. So we're talking Lincoln, Nebraska. And assuming that they're using like the actual name of the town and it's not a code name for something else, then they passed through Lincoln. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, there's an arsenal there, I think, in Des Moines, or whatever town it is that I'm thinking of that I'm not thinking of correctly. But I'm pretty sure that's what they
have some military bases, like
that
deal.
No, sorry, Rock Island Arsenal. That's what I was thinking of. I think
Oh,
that's where they
Illinois?
got. Yes, I think that's where they got the. I do think they went around Des Moines. So
Well, that kind of makes sense because that brings in the Brotherhood of Steel that was in Chicago. But that's not supposed to be lore accurate. So I don't know.
Davenport, yeah, Davenport,
Oh,
Illinois,
Davenport, Iowa.
or Iowa, and it's on the other side.
Yeah,
It's
Davenport's far east Iowa.
Rock Island,
I
I
used to
guess
live in
is the actual
Dubuque.
name of the town. So,
You
yeah,
did?
I lived in Dubuque, Iowa for a while. Used to go across to Milwaukee to go. That's where I fell in the Mississippi River and almost died.
Jeez.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I fell through the ice. They were doing, the ice fishing out there. Cut a hole.
Oh God.
And
yeah.
I'm like a dumb kid. I'm like leaning forward to look because it's a big hole that they did for like 18 people
Yeah.
to fish all at the same time. And I'm like leaning forward, and I just went boop. And
Oh my God.
Into
Yeah.
the river,
Yep, I went right on in, and
which there's a current in there.
yeah.
You've
And
definitely
he
had your
to-
share of near misses.
He had to reach my brother-in-law had to reach in and snatch me out of the water because I had no idea what the hell I was doing. He popped me out of there, and I'm sitting there on this barge. They used it as like a bar, and inside there they had like pickled pig's feet, and they had like a wood burning stove, and I'm sitting there like practically hugging the thing. Oh, it was a fun experience. Yeah, totally.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
But I think for the ghoul to have crossed the country, I mean, that's a dangerous journey.
Yeah.
Right? Especially like he's going to be alone.
Well, and like
It's-
there was actually a historical, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but Dwight Eisenhower actually was an army officer at the time, not the general he became, but he led a motorized convoy across the country. I think it was right after World War One, and it took them like months because there was no road system across the country. And now, obviously, there's still going to be roads within the Fallout universe.
Yeah.
They're going to be damaged. There's going to be pockets of ghouls everywhere. There's going to be pockets of radiation you can't cross. There's going to be downed bridges, collapsed tunnels.
What do you do? Follow the Lois and Clark path or something?
Well, and there's like this stretch of desert that runs between Utah and there's like I think it's the Green River in Colorado, where it's like there are literal signs before you cross into this area. And now where it's like there is no gas, there's no place to stop for like the next 80 miles. So be prepared or something. I can't remember, but
That's parts of the Mojave are like that. You know?
yeah. So again, it's just going to be interesting to see how they justify the ghoul being in.
If
in
they
Ohio.
bother.
Yeah.
There's always that possibility.
It might just be figured out.
Like,
It just
in
works.
reality, it's like, why not?
So I see. How can people find you? And I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people here that already know how to find you. But how do people find you? What do you got coming up? Soon.
On Twitter or X, it is at Gaming with Maps. You can also go to my Discord, which is the link to that you can find on my YouTube channel, which is where I primarily produce videos. I have a Twitch channel, but I haven't put anything up there in a long time. I haven't streamed there in a long time. But yeah, I make videos for YouTube, and then I announce them on Twitter and talk about a couple other things there occasionally. And then I also have the Discord, which again you can find from the YouTube channel, which is open to the public. Upcoming, I've got 3 videos on 76. I'm trying to get done within like the next week and a half, if possible. These are all remakes. They're all fairly short. Again, they're topics that I've covered before, but I've gone back and I've rewritten the scripts. Not just something where I'm like re-recording them, but I've actually rewritten them entirely. Again, covering Senator Sam Blackwell, the Eastern Regional Penitentiary, and the Dyer Chemical Massacre. And then after that, the rest of the month, I'm hoping to devote to a video covering Aquila City in Starfield. Because
That'll be good.
I've now
My
covered,
favorite.
I've
Not because
now
of Sam.
covered New Atlantis, Cydonia, and Neon, and so I want to cover the last of the 4 major cities before
Yeah.
then we'll eventually go on to cover Gagarin Station and New Horizon, I think is what the one on Titan is, and all that stuff. So
Yeah, that sounds right.
that's my current plan for the moment. Which those videos that I do on the Starfield cities take an enormous amount of time, and they're usually like 2 hours long because I cover every single quest and meet every NPC within the city. So it's
That is a lot.
That's awesome.
so.
Yeah.
Say Jemison probably take you a little more than 2.
It's very in
Jemison,
depth. So
yeah.
if you're taking a trip cross country and you need something to
When
listen to, there
there's
you
a
go.
metro for the city you're in, yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, and I also did a video on I made maps of the Metro and Fallout 3, and those are also. I don't know where you can find the links to that. Probably somewhere on my channel.
Oh my goodness.
It's like it's on there somewhere.
It's an Easter egg hunt. Go for it.
I did the charts for Starfield's planets. So again, if you're looking for planets that have a specific type of atmosphere, planets that have life, all that
somewhere.
stuff. So.
I don't know where I have it. I had it somewhere.
So
I was like, ooh, these are helpful.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show. It was really nice to get to know who you are. I always learn something new. Thank you, Sassy, because she does this to me all the time. She'll be like, "Hey, I got this new person we're bringing on." When she brought King on, I was like, I had no idea who King was, and now it's like, oh wow, this is really cool. You know, I don't know.
I'm trying to broaden your experiences.
Yeah, broaden my horizons there. Anyway, appreciate you. That's gonna pretty much do it for us tonight, folks. So thank you very much. Appreciate you. Everybody say good night.